The 45th president, is he going from the White House to the penitentiary, or is he going back to the White House?
I don't know. As far as I'm looking at this through my black lens, and a part of it, I look at like I don't have a dog in the race because I'm not investing in him, and I'm not investing in the guy sitting there right now. There are some dynamics of this. This is what I call European in-house fighting. That fight that's happening down the street or down the block in my neighbor's house, that's not my fight. I'm not running there. I'm not taking a side. I got my own issues in my house I'm dealing with. That's how I look at that. And we as people, we need to see that. We need to see that. We need to say that. We need to be about that. But on the same hand, that doesn't mean you don't pay attention to that argument that you hear out there in that house. Because that argument can be telling you something. And as negligible as the impact it's going to have on you, you still want to be focused. Now, in this situation, what happened, a lot of people don't know, is that President 45 did something a lot of presidents do. And I'm not saying defense of him, because it's documented. Every president in the history of this country has practiced anti-black racism, including the black guy. That's because ultimately you're not in control. I asked the guy who's now the historian for this city, Baba Jaman, asked him, I said, when Obama got in office, I asked, because see, I was still understanding things. I said, Baba, I think I asked him, like, how much power does he really have? He said, it's very difficult when you're a black man over European resources. So he's trying to explain to me, those are not his resources. He's just a figurehead. And he's just in there trying to make it. When you're a president, all you're trying to do is, the main thing, you're trying to keep from getting assassinated. Which means you try not to do the wrong things or represent the wrong agenda. You're going to enhance your family's wealth. Every president, whatever money they came in the White House with, their income improves exponentially after that. You're going to have a library built in your hometown. And you just sit back and chill and enjoy it. You're not there to help the people. Not those people anyway. And so, when I look at him, he's running to keep himself, he feels him running to keep himself from going to jail. Well, why is he going to jail? This president filed a RICO lawsuit. He filed a RICO lawsuit against, I think the guy's name, Jim Ray, the head of the FBI, Hillary Clinton, President Obama, and others. Why did he file a lawsuit? Because by him being in the White House, he had access to all the documents. He had access to intelligence reports and all those things. They showed that they spied on him when he was a candidate. That president stands out because he was not going to play the game. He's not part of the club. He did graduate from Ivy League school. I heard people talking about how dumb he was. I said, well, this guy, I'm not saying that he was a summa cum laude, but he graduated from Ivy. Well, that's not true. No. I state fact. He's a graduate of the University of Pennsylvania. Matter of fact, he's a graduate of, I forget that school of business. He was a business graduate of it. It's the Wharton School of Business or whatever he is, one of the top schools of business in the country. Now, do I believe that he was a genius or whatever? No, I don't. But I said, no. This man has a degree from there. But he's not part of the network that Obama is, that the Clintons, you know what I'm saying? He's not part of that group. They're connected in Yale and Harvard in a different way. They represent something totally different. They understand what business wants. They're able to follow whatever the agenda is. They color within the lines. That president does not color within the lines. And he was not doing what the powers that be wanted him to do. That's the real threat. So as he left the White House, he took a lot of those documents, proving his case. That's why he was able to file the case. Now what's comical is that the FBI, when they raided Mar-a-Lago, they were getting the documents back. They're like, how dare you? Because you're suing us. They're getting their documents back from him, really ruining his case. Now I don't know, and these are hard copies. Apparently a lot of stuff's hard copies, not just discs and stuff. They're actual papers. And so that kind of ruined his lawsuit. You can look at the lawsuit, a RICO, Racketeering Influence Criminal Organizations Act that they use with the mafia. That's what he filed. And it's in my mind, the lawsuit has some merit because they were spying on him, and that's illegal to do. what they were doing, but they did not want him to get into the White House. That's it. I don't have a dog in the race. I'm not for either one of them. But I'm saying that's something that happened. Again, that's European in-house fighting. That's something going on between them. And so now the case was dismissed. And now there's no evidence because they took most of the evidence back. They're like, FBI, like, give us our documents back. How dare you sue us? Using stuff that we were using, surveying you and everything like that. So that's what it is. Now, the problem with him that they're having, it's not my problem. Because again, I don't have a dog in the race. And whoever's in there, they're not doing my bit. Ain't none of them talking about punishing these race soldiers out here that continue to brutalize our people. None of them are talking about run my bag. And then none of them talking about my reparations. And here in Detroit, they said, we're going to do, how many studies do you need to do? We're going to study it. I'm so sick of that. Now, for the people part of it, I don't want to mention any names. Some of them are community activists. Some of them are politicians, so on and so on. It's a bag for them. It's a name to keep their name out in front of the public and help whatever group they're part of to be more financially stable, get grants, get funds, and keep them financially stable. But that's not helping us. Because to get reparations, there are going to be certain things that black people say, okay, if you don't give us that, you have to have the ability to reward your friends and punish your enemies.
We're going to punish our enemies, and we're going to reward our friends who stand with us on issues that are important to us.
Since they chose to be our enemies, we have to punish them. There are certain things we're just not going to do. How about all of us? I talked about the 3-month boycott, November, December, January. Just little things like, how about, look at the strike in UAW work. How about all of us, all black people not show up for work on a couple of days? You know what I'm saying? Or a day or two. Do you know what just a simple act like that? We not getting it. Oh, okay. We ain't coming to work tomorrow. All of us. None of us. There are certain things you got to do. If your employment, if you're feeding into the system, whether voting, whatever else, is creating a problem, how can you work within the system to address it? You got to get outside the system. There's certain things you got to find out what they need from you, what they feed off from you, and then withdraw that. You punish them. It's kind of like in relationships where, I hate to use this analogy, where the wife is upset and the husband comes to bed, he wants to be frisky, and she's like, oh no. Because there's certain things you didn't do, so I'm not doing this right. And that's bad, but if that's what you want, it gets a message across, well, maybe I do need to do this, that, and the third. That, or maybe you go somewhere else. But as long as you try to operate within the context of that situation, you're going to do what you got to do to keep doing what you were doing before. Because the wife is practicing politics. She's punishing you. She'll reward you if you do right, punish you if you don't. That can go the other way too. I'm just using that. You have to withdraw something. And so the way I look at this, we're going to have to figure out what it is that will hurt them and vow to do that to get what it is that we want. In the meantime, this thing is no more than posturing for them because this is a populist president. Biden's numbers have tumbled. Black support for Biden is tanked. Younger people are disenfranchised with the voting process. I'm talking about young black people. They're hoping the Mexicans will help, and they're bringing, hey, look, we're going to bring you in with gentrified communities. We don't need those Negroes anyway. You're going to do all the work. You're going to get all the grants. We're going to make you citizens. You know what I'm saying? They just rushing them through every part of the process. They just step right over us. And like Minister Fairkind did say, all these people come to this country to make their dreams come true. All these groups. Isn't that interesting? And we've been here all along. This thing was built on our backs, and we can't get anything done. That's why when I hear Europeans or any other, I stop them immediately. Well, we came up from nothing other than stop. Their narrative about how hard they work here. My ancestors worked here for free, and we still ain't there. Hundreds of years, centuries. So I don't want to hear about what y'all, no disrespect. That's the conversation y'all need to have. We haven't been rewarded for what we've done. And so until we are, I don't need to hear about your story, about how you just worked, you came up and worked your way up when the system was designed for you anyway. Not feeling that. And go on somewhere with that.
I have no idea. All I can do is hope and pray that he never gets back in Washington.
I love it if he went to the penitentiary. The pen, it has something sacred for people like him. I could just see it now. Who'd be the first one to volunteer to jab him in the butt? Man. And could he take it? You know what he said about Black Lives Matter. So I'd like to see him matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
no, I don't know if he'll make it.
I don't think so.
He keep eating them damn Whoppers and Big Macs and all all that shit, having to take the button loosen around his navel all the time and looking stupid with them starched up shoulder pads and shit on, trying to talk. And he can't verbalize very well either. He has no memory, no knowledge of history, just hate.
Next question.
He's not going to make it back to the White House, but there will be others just as bad as him, just as worse as him. Some of them from Florida, some of them from elsewhere. Now, do we have people that are trying to do the right thing? Yeah. Got that guy, John Fetterman. Don't have to wear a suit to be in the Senate or in the House, as long as you do what's best for your people, which you were elected for. Is he telling us to take care of the what we need to do? Yeah. Does we need to wear a suit to do it? No. But yeah, we used to wear wigs. We used to wear stockings. We used to wear pettifours and blouses and snuff and paint our faces white. Well, I have no idea, but we used to do a lot of things, and you know what? Maybe that needs to change. As long as our lawmakers figure out the laws and regulations that help maintain society, I don't care what they wear. Half of these people working from home. Wear a suit in the top half and pajamas on the bottom. I don't care, but I pay my taxes, shut the fuck up, and do my job. That's all I ask.
I don't think he will be punished as severely because it doesn't make sense. We're in a get back culture and a cancel culture, so he's going to suffer some penalty. But to disgrace a president, to lock him away in the modern time, what does that say about the masses and those who elect and our judgment of his character? Whether we elect him or not, he is representative. And for us to come down on him too severely puts a dark light upon the people. I think he will be punished accordingly to what makes sense. It may not stop his run to the White House, though. He may be able to stay out a little while longer. And he might make it back to the White House, and that'll be the last house he stays in.
Well, to answer that question, first thing first, people that really have money and they don't go to jail as easy. I mean, they really have to do something outlandish to wind up landing in jail. He's been out of jail this long. We're talking about since the first crime that he was accused of. And to answer that question is, it's up in the air. I don't think he'll get back in the White House, but stranger things have happened.
So I am definitely surprised at the efforts that have been made as far as the progress on the indictments of President Trump. However, I don't think we've progressed enough as a country and rooting out corruption to incarcerate a former president. However, going forward, I don't think former President Trump will be getting back into the White House. I think during the point of the during the point of the 2020 elections, I think it really opened up the eyes of Democrats to the lengths that the most radical portions of the Republican Party will go to maintain power. And I think it is going to be a reminder moving forward on the type of work that Democrats need to put in to make sure that type of corruption is rooted from our system.
Next.